What's up, demons and demonettes? It is I, Atraxi, Demon Queen, and today we're talking about Mirage, Frostspike. But before we get into it, as always, toss a like and subscribe down below. Now, if you watched my last guide, it was just basically covering the comps that you're gonna run with your double tiles and touching on a few important things. But I kind of just wanted to do a guide that focused on getting that max parse to potentially get you your highest score and get you first place, second place, third place, depending on how competitive your district is. So if we look at the percentage, we're currently sitting at around 22%. So it's probably only going to be one, I think maybe like 2 to 3 potential resets more. Typically these take 10 to 11 days to kill, and we are at almost that 9-day mark, right? So we're probably looking at like 2 to 3. It'll probably go down into the teens next reset, and then after that it could be in like just sub 10 and then down to that 31%. Or next reset, it'll get chunked down to the teens, and then the reset after that, it'll be at like that 3%. Whenever we do get to that like 1 to 3%, you want to hit the boss as soon as possible. So that's something to keep an eye on. So you always want to make sure you're looking at the boss right after reset, just to get those last hits in, just so you can get your last chance. And you definitely want to get those rewards off the boss. So that's timing. Now you can run 1 after reset, you can run 2 after reset, but you want to save at least your last run of the day at this point for a just before reset. Again, up until that point until we're at like 1 to 3% left on the boss. So let's take a look at rankings. So as you can see, I've got a pretty decent score right now. I've got a decent lead, almost 2 billion. That's good at this point. And as you can see, even the guy who ran his parses in the morning, he was still behind my second parse. So that's another good sign that, you know, if we can just kind of like keep things up, we should be able to lock in first. Now, my goal is to try to get to 40 billion. I don't know if we're going to be able to get there, but considering we got a big spike in damage just from going to 638 to 643, that was huge, right? So we had a nice spike in damage here just from 5 levels. So I think definitely when we get to that 640, we can get to close to 40. If we can get to 650, I think we can get way over 40. So let's take a look at the squad. And as you can notice, we're running Harmonic Spell. We did do some testing earlier in the week, and because I heard Harmonic was better, so I'm like, I gotta test it. I gotta see it. And here, the proof is in the pudding, and Harmonic is slightly better than Frostfall at plus 20, right? So we switched over. I've been running Harmonic ever since. What am I running? It's the same Mauler comp. This is the best comp at this time. We have Elijah in front, Lila in back, Real Freyasto here, Shakir here, Illusion Freyasto here, Smokey here, and Mokola here. But this time we got the formation correct. We did see a nice bit of damage after we corrected the formation. That was like from here to here where I made the correction, because I ran it right before reset, then I ran it right after reset, and just the correction in the formation gave me a nice spike in damage, as well as the extra levels I got after reset. So that's all good and fine, but what are some other things you can do? Well, let's talk about charms, right? So obviously, if you have your EX weapon, Paragon, maxed out on Freyasto, that's good. You definitely want to craft his orange charm sets, and if you can, refine them. So let's talk about why. So his purple charm set gives 1.7% attack. His orange charms give 5.2%, or sorry, 4.2, and the refined gives a 5.2, and that's per charm, right? So we're getting a big spike just from going from the refined purple charm, or what would be the regular purple charm has nothing, right? So the magic charm 2 has no attack, The refined charm +2 has a 1.7, the orange has 4.2, and the refined has 5.2. So you definitely want to get at least his orange charm set. If you can refine it, even better for that extra attack. Now, if you can, you want to get everybody on the team's orange charms. You should be easily able to get the twins, because you could just buy this from the shop. I would then go in this order. I would do Smokey next, Shakir, and then Makola last. Now, if you looked at the damage, you notice that Smokey's damage was our second highest. So if you're going to refine anybody else's charms, I would refine Smokey. If you can, obviously refine Makola and Shakir, and then Makola, right? Because Shakir is going to give a slight bigger bonus with his attack versus Makola, right? So we definitely want to refine those if we are going to do any refining, right? So it's not that much. If you've been keeping up with your Duras and you unlocked your Nightmares, you should be sitting on a few of these and should be able to craft some of these. So again, we could craft 4 more at this point. I need 2 for Shakir, and then I think I need like 3 for Makola. So in my case, I would just craft them for Shakir, complete him out, and then put anything else I have into Makola, or I could just save for other modes. And lastly, I wanted to touch on equipment. Now, this is the big one, and a lot of people might be overlooking this, but the biggest thing is the attack equipment. So these 3 items here, and to a lesser extent, the boots, right? The boots add in your crit, but aren't as important. The big one is the weapon. I haven't been gifted with the luck to get one of these mythic weapons out of the chest. But then you have the attack from here, from the gauntlets, and then the neck or trinket or whatever you want to call it, right? So these 3 pieces all give attack power. So if you can get one of those out of the stages chest or your seasonal track, right? Because every seasonal track, the obtainable is chests, which are really, really nice. So as you can see, like here, we get one at 1149, and then the next one is at 1174. So we got one at 1129, but we didn't have a lot of luck. So you kind of got to hit the loot lottery. I did have luck. I did get 2 items that have attack power on it. So I do have the 1720 item and the 1660 item, which is nice. So we'll definitely want to craft the 640 for the weapon. I would just focus on those for crafting right now. Just up that every 10 levels. And just kind of keep those 3 items current. Not something I normally do, but for here, it is huge and can translate to a lot of damage. And if you've got those tight windows for placing, you're definitely going to want anything that's going to give you an edge, especially if other people are overlooking it. And that's it for this one. I wish you good luck and get your high parses. Bye!